We're continuing in Ephesians chapter 5 and spending a few moments each day on the verses that were part of the message this past Sunday. And today's verse is Ephesians 5:15. Be careful then how you live or walk, not as unwise people, but as wise. Living wisely is, I think, an underrated skill. It's something that you would think, well, of course, everyone wants to live wisely. But if you look around at our culture and you look around at our world, uh, I at least find myself scratching my head sometimes. Like, how can people do the things they do? How can they choose some of the actions that they take? Like, what were they thinking? Is something I find myself thinking sometimes when you hear about some things that people are doing. And the Bible is really concerned about human beings living wisely. That's part of why we have an entire book of the Bible, the book of Proverbs, which is dedicated to living wisely. And Proverbs deals with very practical matters, from everything from how you should treat and regard your spouse, to avoiding adultery, to not being someone who steals, to not being corrupt, to not letting your anger get the best of you, but learning how to be self-controlled. I mean, these are things that fill the book of Proverbs, as well as simply the pursuit of wisdom. And whatever else you get, as Proverbs says, get wisdom and get insight, get understanding. So the Bible as a whole is really a book of wisdom as well. It teaches us how to live life well and to the fullest. And living wisely means we also take time to reflect. We've all heard probably the phrase, experience is the best teacher, but that's probably not true. It's experience that's reflected upon. It's experience where we have something happen and then we think about it. And we think, if the situation arose again, what might I do differently? How might I handle it? To just have experience and never reflect on it, never think about it, and to never learn from it, then you're just going to make the same mistake over and over and over again, which isn't wise. So Ephesians 5 is encouraging us, live or walk wisely. Be careful. You don't want to repeat mistakes. It's one thing to make a mistake, but it's another thing not to learn from it. Learn, 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 learn. It's something we're called to do our whole life long. Keep learning and keep living more and more wisely as the days go by.